say, Zimbabwe, say, Makadiko. It's of course the one and only Brother Mason here. And I'm botting the botaura near me. You see, guys, yesterday and even today, Nagashimbo famba mama streets and social media. And Mukufamba mwana ndichitaga panizvana sangana unazo. And zvandasangana nazvo izvika izvi kwandiri ndo anodzi mashura checheyo. Ndikati how can I just keep mashura akadai so just to myself? I can't unsee what I've seen, I can't unhear what I've heard. Ndikati I'm not going to suffer the burden just by myself. Ndikati egrandishia nechi nemi. Saka mashura ndasangana nawaya, ladies and gentlemen, right? I'm going to play a video. Actually, I'm going to play a couple of videos. And Mungon's mega and you can see and hear for yourself. Try to explain things to you. You know what, Brother Mason, I think you're making these things up. Saka I didn't want to give you that chance. Suspect I'm making things up. Okay, it's better Mungo for yourself. So the first video I'm going to show you, it's about the three gentlemen. And I kid you not, these guys, they call themselves the Three Musketeers. I kid you not. That's what they call themselves, the Three Musketeers. But if you ask me, I call them the Three Muppets, because that's what I feel and that's what I think about the whole lot of them. Saka, without further ado and without wasting too much of your time, let's get into it. Mungo Zero Omega, and I'm gonna do my commentary, my social commentary after. But yes, make your own analysis, come to your own judgment, come to your own conclusions. Manzwa Mashuranda Sagala now. Okay, here we go.
Hello one and hello all and welcome all here on your wonderful channel here, Maponga J, live in Harare. I think I'm me.
No, I was called the meeting.
Very nice.
Any shooting here, we need the script in advance.
Yeah. Okay, what's that?
How are you good people around the world? Here we are in Harare. And you don't want to know who I just bumped on. You want to know who I bumped on in Harare here? And greet your people there.
I mean, good evening Africa, good evening Zimbabwe. Progressive, I mean, not the
This is the crazy guy who at one time declared himself as the president of the country, if you remember him very well. And while we were at it, can you imagine who else came into the picture here? And Benson himself and the Three Musketeers are in town. We're going to do a small little short program for you, just to tell you why we're here, how we're here, and all right, and Ndiano Chatura Vanam, she told I move to the Munofunza. So it has what it is. When about to say, that's exactly what I'm doing. This way.
I don't know. But in the background, I don't know who she is. I've never seen her before, so I don't know who she is and what relationship she has with these Three Musketeers, or the Three Muppets, I call them. But I just thought I would just explain that here.
We are we some right on my left.
Yeah, wait.
Di Baba Matinyara there. Benson, and the sanctions against Zimbabwe, live from Zimbabwe. Many of you South Africans, you and around the world, you've been telling us as Zimbabweans, we must go back home, we're making noise in South Africa, we must go and fix our own country, and all that stuff. Yes, I have good news for you. The three of us have decided we will come back home and discuss Zimbabwean politics from the ground. On the left is Mr. Jonas himself, and on my right is Benson Matinyarare. Yours truly, Come on guys, greet your people.
How are you guys? I hope everything is good. We're going to build Africa, but before we can build Africa, we have to get Zimbabwe right. Once we get Zimbabwe right, we get the heart of Africa, Congo right, Africa has come right.
Hello Zimbabwe, it's Tinashe Jonas here with my team, Progressive Zimbabwe. We want to change our mindset, we need to change our thinking. Gesture is okay, but when we use it in construction, it's okay.
Not even a gesture rakawanda, investment, tosanganisa gesture, investment, foundation. I think that's the best way.
Whether you are political or not, the Second Republic is putting gesture to this bridge by bridge. Vision 2030.
I think for me, what is most important is we need a conversation that is more progressive and move away the young people, because there's a wrong narrative that says if you are with MDC, then it means that you're intelligent, you're progressive, and you're growing. But I don't think so. The history of this country is not written in MDC's blood. It's written in the Zambian blood, and our forefathers and our grandfathers. As such, we need to start moving away from party politics and start migrating towards national politics. The question is, what are we doing as young people to work together to build a country? An ambition of a man who wants to become a president cannot hold people ransom in their own country, in their own city, in their own municipalities, because we're trying to manage this political monster. For what it is worth, it is time that the young people demand for services from their municipality leaders, particularly in the cities where potholes, sewage water, and these municipalities are in the hands of the opposition party. What excuse do you have? You have the constituency, you have the municipality. Now they're giving us agonograms as to who is RPF, who is running MDC. But it's your city, You are collecting the revenue from the people. The question is, what are you doing with that revenue? Any comment on that?
Well, for me, my problem is that you have a party of lawyers who are committing a crime against humanity upon their own people. A party of lawyers that have called for a crime against humanity, illegal sanctions, to collectively punish women, children, orphans, our elders, our parents, so that they're forced to vote for MDC. That's a crime against humanity. And these people that we're talking about are international criminals, and definite legal action must be taken. We cannot have people who say they're educated in the law, but they're committing a crime against humanity. Just like the apartheid government, just like the Nazis, just like so many other people that have committed crimes against humanity in this country. And we're going to do something about it. We cannot have an election in which criminals against humanity are contested. They must be taken to a tribunal, and they must be legal.
Local and international.
Local and international.
And your two friends work?
Yeah, I want to support what Mr. Mapunga said, that when you support Zambia, you are taken like you are brainwashed. I want to add that you are also taken like you are given money. Zambia is a legal organization, and it's progressive. This negative narrative that is scripted in Washington DC must be dismissed. I want to add that now that I'm in Zimbabwe, I will never allow Nelson Chamisa and David Mahere to hold a rally or a certain gathering where I can reach. They will run like wild.
I think that's more militant on this side, but as far as we're concerned, we decided to bring this battle closer to home. And I think if we can build Zimbabwe will have united Africa. And for that, you'll be seeing much of us, and the conversation will start immediately as early as Monday, Tuesday, as we are beginning to map up a way as to how we can begin to deal with the political conversation in the country. Many of our youth made a career out of voting and out of running. The real change will come when our youths are employed, having access to the government, national assets and programs that are waiting for them. Instead of going there to register and get farms and get mining and etc., people are busy running the street and doing typing politics. It's time now that we convert this conversation into a practical thing. You go to China, you don't own Chinese things. You go to Britain, you can own your house, you don't own the land. So why are we apologizing as Africans when it comes to our own assets? We come to Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe belongs to Zimbabweans, Africa belongs to Africans. With those few words,
and we must not forget, there is a rumor that we have been deported from South Africa.
Yeah.
We need to address that.
Please go through.
Because when we come home to deal with home issues, that doesn't mean deportation. We'll still be coming to South Africa. I'll still be living in South Africa, but we've got work to do at home.
Yeah.
And maybe the debates that has been had in South Africa was a wake-up call, and it should be a wake-up call to many other Zimbabweans that it's time we fix home, remove sanctions, get reparations for sanctions,
yes,
compensate the SADC countries that have supported us during sanctions, and ensure that the countries that impose sanctions compensate all of us so we can begin to rebuild this.
This is just rumors and anger of the South Africans, some of the South Africans, and of course some of the opposition leaders in the country here who are excited about Maponga, Rutendo, Jonas being deported. I've been in South Africa for 20, 30 years plus. It's not true, it's not true, it's not true. But as it were, you love rumors.
It will never be true.
Yeah. And by the way, there's also another picture that is making rounds where I was seen standing with the Honorable President. I'm going to see what is going to happen. Ndakasvikawo ndikakamhoresa vakuru tisvikepo pano pakadini mufana wake chii chaonoda kuti timuita munhu I want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How can we help you? So it's not a crime kuti iwe wagoni kusvika uchiona vanhu vakuru uchingoita mapolitics enyu mumarocation. Go where it is important. Talk to people. Good decisions are being made. Haikona benzo muteta mupeta vanhu kana vamwe makachazi kwai mapongo waonekwa napresident. So you've been bought. Kwai mapongo waguta. Iwe unowazhara here. Kana chiwazhara newe kwendera peri tukupe chingwa muzana.
It is called a problem.
You cannot apologize for going to meet the president of the country and greeting and declaring that I'm in the country. And I think it's only being civil.
And if you're important enough, and if you're adding enough value,
you give the audience.
Why can't you see your own president?
You are not
Why can't you see your own
the president. You got you're not a resident. So we are only a P away from being a resident. So even a president is a resident of a country. And as a citizen, I have every right to visit the first resident of the country. Who is the president? I don't apologize for that. If that angers you, find the closest lake and jump. Drown yourself. As Moshe Ango address a woman. My officer was repap. Wakaramizwa nani kuinda office kundovavona.
This is all their variants.
Imi munokora muna chamisa ndakamukupopotera.
Their variants.
I think that's fine.
Thank you so much.
Blessings, we're in the country, we're going to be having fun, big time here in the country of Zimbabwe. And I'm looking forward to every bit of the fun. Panapa mshapa mwene mtapa. Zimbabwe. Pama sugulino. Chaginda mendo ulimo. Pamba inesu. Chiwe chiteza chinopigwa na mama alipenda ntambana mtambo ruparo. Until see again. Stay away from trouble. Don't do what I wouldn't do. If you do it better.
We'll try this again. Yeah, no, it was fun. I'm sure and then it's
Right, Saka, there you have it. Mazhinskira Omega. Mazhinskira Omega. And these are the 3 guys. Adiga. Let me just try to see if I can just bring them back again. Okay, Miraton.
How long
Right, let me just see, put the picture actually.
is the short program for? Is
Right. So I just thought when I'm making this commentary, at least you can see what I'm talking about here. Saka Doma Three Musketeers Mavanzwa, the guy on the middle, Mr. Maponga, Joshua Mamponga. The guy is traditional African, Pan-Africanist, claimed to be a traditional teacher, guru, whatever you call it, or somebody who is enlightened. And on the left-hand side is the guy wearing a t-shirt, is a gentleman called Rutendo Benson. And Rutendo, he is a proud ZANU-PF supporter, and he is always advocating for the removal of ZANU-PF sanctions. And the man has burned so many bridges, to say the least. He has burned so many bridges with the Ndebele-speaking people. And yes, what a character. Then on the right-hand side is a gentleman called Tinashe Jonasi. And I think Tinashe Jonasi, he was at one point a leader of a political party that was opposing ZANU-PF. Then I don't know how his party got dismantled, and now he's almost like the unofficial spokesperson of ZANU-PF. What happened, how it happened, when it happened, we've got absolutely no idea. But Chatu was Mashura. Guys, Maono Mashura Nazgwa. I just thought moons were mega, right? Now, okay, let me have my professional analysis on what these guys have been saying. First of all, the three of them, they've been living in South Africa. This way, South Africa. And Mr. Maponga, over 20 to 30 years, has been living in South Africa. Benson, almost 20 years, has been living in South Africa. This Jonas, I'm going to say maybe to 5 to 10 years, South Africa. So that in total, these guys, they represent about 50 years of diaspora living, economic migrants, political, social migrants, South Africa. And these guys, obviously, 2023 in Zimbabwe is going to be general elections. And what they are saying, and from what I deduce from what they've just said, Hanzi Trukuya uzogadzirisa nyika. Why now? I've got no reason or no idea why they are saying what equals to know what else. That's number one. Number two, they are saying they are trying to help the president to rebuild Zimbabwe. Then I'm thinking, for the past 20, 30 years when they were in diaspora, how come they were so deaf and blind of what was happening in Zimbabwe? But all of a sudden, Zimbabwe, and Zimbabwe needs to be rebuilt. And these guys, the general consensus that I'm getting from all of them, they are unapologetically ZANU-PF supporters, and they do not rate or even respect the opposition. Now that begs me a question, Kuti, especially somebody, the one on the middle. Forget that these guys, they're looking ridiculous. Even if you look at them, they're looking ridiculous. But the guy on the middle, he claims to be an enlightened Pan-Africanist, somebody who has understood how Africa has been bamboozled, indoctrinated with the Western religious philosophy, and all of that. It's time for Zimbabwe and Africa to wake up. Then I'm thinking, somebody who is enlightened, somebody who is a very rational thinker like that, how can you not know and not understand that change is inevitable? How can you not see people are suffering in Zimbabwe? How can you not see the very fact that he has been living 20-30 years in South Africa is simply because of the same reason of the political parties and PF which is in office right now. Saka the past 20-30 years Kongo uri wewe it never crossed your mind that you had to live and suffer the way you suffered because of the same political party now ululating about, trumpeting about, and parading unashamedly and unapologetically like you're doing, Mr. Maponga. This is a very fundamental question, Yakutichi. I'm starting to question your reasoning here. I'm starting to question your intentions here. Kuti verily mruku yere kuzogadzisa nyika kana kuti you just want to line up your pockets just like everybody else. To the gentleman on the right hand side, Jonasi. Jonasi is a failed politician. Mamunzwa